The Hyundai Tucson is the brand's best-selling SUV, and there's been a lot of changes for 2022, not just engines and performance, but also technology and looks, and we're going to take it for a drive. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2022 Hyundai Tucson. It is all new. You can see that it looks different, but there's more than just that. It's under the hood, it's on the interior, the technology, and there's a lot more that's included. Now, we'll cover this vehicle in 10 different categories. Under performance, handling, safety, visibility, seating. We'll go inside and talk about technology, and then we'll look at some of the features that are included that are pretty cool compared to the competition. Then we'll go to the outside and talk about design and quality. We'll cover cargo, value, and in the end, we will give you a Car Coach Reports total. Now, listed down below in the description is all of the competitors, and that's something you want to check out because we do a lot more than just car reviews and first looks at new vehicles. We give you car smarts because knowledge is power. So don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell so you don't miss anything. Let's take this for a drive. We're going to drive both the 2.5 liter and we're going to drive the 1.6 hybrid, and we're going to see how they compare in performance, and we'll take a look under the hood. Under the hood are three different engine options. This test vehicle is a SmartSense 2.5 liter with 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle comes with either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, but there's other engine options. Another engine option is the 1.6 liter hybrid turbocharged engine. It has 177 horsepower. Add on that 44.2 kilowatt electric motor, and now you're at 226 horsepower, improved fuel economy, all-wheel drive, and there's a plug-in variant coming in the fall. So this is the performance in the sport mode. I'd show you the different performance modes. So we'll start off with the normal mode. And we are driving along. We'll put our foot into it. We're doing 60. Here we go. It's not bad. A little bit of a lag before it accelerates. Now we're going to switch it over to the sport mode. That's a sport mode. It's kind of disappointing. I really thought it would have more get up and go. I mean, we're not even at 60 yet. They did not give us an official 0 to 60 time, and when I get it, I will put it into the description, so you'll have to come back and check that out. And then when you go into the smart mode, that balance of both the performance and the fuel economy, it's a good daily driver mode. I'm a little disappointed, a little bit. I wish there wasn't so much lag, but this is what happens with drive-by-wire. Usually it should be quick, and they can program that to change. These are all early cars, but they are all in dealerships right now, so it's not like it's a pre-production. So driving it in all three modes on this 2.5 liter, I'm going to reserve my final score until we drive the 1.6 liter hybrid, and then we'll have a better determination. We'll do the N-Line and the full plug-in electric at another time because they're not available to us. We only get to see what the car looks like. One of the things to note on this 2.5 liter engine, gets around 28 miles to the gallon combined, which is slightly less than that of the competition. And like I said, the competition is pretty strong, and you can look at all the reviews and see it for yourself. So now we're in the hybrids. You can compare the difference in the two vehicles. They're pretty much the same. All of the hybrids and the plug-ins, when they come out, will be all-wheel drive. This vehicle gets about 37 miles to the gallon combined. The price is a bit higher for the hybrid. You're getting slightly better fuel economy. Honestly, I think that you have to find out what works best for you. When you're looking at the cost of this vehicle starting in at $37,000, and it's less expensive for a similarly loaded 2.5 liter, you have to find out what meets your needs and also check your insurance rates because they could be completely different. Now, the one thing I noticed in the 1.6 liter, there are a few differences. Number one, you've got an eco on when you change the drive mode versus normal, which would be on the 2.5, and there's no button to the right of the drive mode to shut off the auto off because this is about saving fuel. One thing I did want to add on the hybrid motor, Hyundai is telling us you can go up to 500 miles. Now, I assume a lot of that's in electric mode, and once you go into the gasoline powered, it depends how heavy your foot is and what drive mode you're driving in. The one thing I noted in both the 1.6 and the 2.5 is there's a little bit of a lag before the acceleration. It's much better performance in the 1.6 liter hybrid, but the cost is a little higher because of the fuel economy, and the turbocharged engine just reacts a little bit quicker than the gasoline powered naturally aspirated motor. When you're looking at both engines, These are two choices you can get today. They both come all-wheel drive. The 2.5 comes front-wheel drive. And we're looking at performance overall based on the category. Because remember, you got RAV4, you got CR-V, and a whole list down below. It's quite extensive. This vehicle earns an 8 for performance. Our test vehicle is all-wheel drive, and just so you know, both the hybrid and the plug-in will only come all-wheel drive. This is the 2.5 liter motor. It comes all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Initially, you'll only see all-wheel drive available. They're going to be coming out with the front-wheel drive and the plug-in later on this year. So part of handling is the different drive modes. So we have the normal, we have the sport, my favorite, then we have the smart, which is a good balance of both. When you need the power, it's there. This vehicle also has the snow mode on it, and that's important. When you're looking at this price point, I mean, we'll talk about price at the end, so you'll want to stay for that so you can hear its value compared to a lot of the big-time competitors, and you'll see why the Tucson has done so well in sales. It offers so much, but back to handling in itself, it has a quiet ride. It has pretty good brakes, and we're going to hit the brakes up here. Here we go. Ready? That's pretty good, actually. The brakes are really good. They are firm. And one of the things about this vehicle also is it's pretty quiet in the interior. We are on a very loud road right now, so it's probably because it's out in the middle of the desert and there's all kinds of deterioration to the roadway from the sun. So it's still pretty quiet. But overall, when you're looking at the handling of this vehicle for daily driving, for getting in and out of parking spots, whether you're in the sport mode, the winter mode, which we don't have here. Where I live in Buffalo, we have winter mode for sure. But I have to say, driving this thing for a full day, because we drive 8 hours for the day, I was pretty impressed with its overall handling, its stick-to-itiveness to the road. I mean, here I'm gonna drive it. It's nice and firm. It's tight. It's not sloppy whatsoever. I'm gonna give it a 9 for handling. When you're looking at safety for the Tucson, this vehicle has more than anything else in the category. It has a standard suite of safety features, which includes forward collision avoidance assist, pedestrian and cyclist detection, lane keeping assist, driver attention warning, rear occupant alert, which is pretty standard these days, highway driving assist, blind spot view monitor, my favorite. And there are some optional safety features that I think should be standard: the blind spot collision avoidance, the rear cross traffic alert, safe exit warning, smart cruise control with stop and go, and remote parking assist. So that's your highway driving assist, which will help keep the vehicle centered. It is not self-driving. Highway auto speed change, if you want you to do that as well. Then you've got the speed limiter, which is good for your teen driver until they figure out how to take it off. This is your driver assistance for distance. You can get the volume, you can pick the sound tone you want, and then your driver attention. Just a little cup of coffee in case you're looking off, or a little reminder. Now, going back beyond these, you've got your forward safety, and they do show you what it looks like so you know what you're turning on and off. Your active assist, whether you want it warning only. You have your lane safety, which I currently have off. The blind spot detection, which I think should be on every car. And remember, we're driving a loaded car with every single option possible. And you've got your parking warning. Then you've got your back over warning, which I think all of these features are very important. One of the things I think is top of the line is the blind spot view monitor. So when you put on your right turn signal, it just shows you what's there. Put on your left turn signal, and it's there as well. Now, this is on all the Kia and Hyundai product line. I think it's one of the best features you can get. There's nothing like knowing what you have in front of you. And also, there's more adjustments here inside your driver assist on the steering wheel. It'll tell you all the information that you want to know, and you can adjust it. As far as safety for this vehicle, there's quite a bit. Top of the category, it earns a 9. And the reason it didn't get a 10 is there are optional items. If it was all included, it would obviously be a 10. But all these features are fabulous, and I highly recommend getting all of them. When you're looking at visibility, it's a part of safety, and 80% of your driving decisions are based on visibility. And looking out the front is a huge piece of glass. They did a great job with forward vision. It's wide, as the vehicle is bigger as well, but you can really see the roadway. On the sides, the sills, where you might rest your arm, is a little bit high, and that kind of limits in the back seat the visibility, but part of that is also, again, integrated into safety. Now, looking out the back, you've got 2 headrests in the way. That is totally normal. You can see they put an extra window right in there so that you can see, but there's still some visibility issues. When you put the car into reverse, you get a split screen in front of you. It's excellent. It gives you Really good visibility, and it's nice and clear. Not all the brands have a clear camera, but when you're looking at visibility overall for this vehicle, it earns an 8. When it comes to seating for this Tucson, I always say this is a very important factor that some people might overlook. The vehicle looks amazing on the outside, and it's got great technology. The driver's seat has 8-way power, and that's on the Limited, which is the fully loaded version. It does not have that as you go down the lower level trim levels. And on the passenger side, there is no lumbar, which I'm kind of disappointed. But remember, look at the price point of this vehicle. It's not a $100,000 car. It's not a $50,000 SUV. Most of the competitors don't have lumbar on the passenger side. And if that's critical to you, you may have to step up to a more expensive vehicle, or at least test out all the vehicles that are listed down below that are competitors. And there's a lot of them, so you could be test driving a lot of vehicles. Of course, I do cover that in seating in every single review. Now this seat, like I said, is heated seats, 3-stage, cooled 3-stage. It has adjustable height. Seat belt, very important. The steering wheel is adjustable both in and out and up and down. It is manual, so that's always good as well. So you've got all these nice things for the driver. So the driver's getting the ultimate in comfort. There's 2-way lumbar, by the way, that's in and out. Passenger side is power. It is 6-way. It does not have lumbar. Now let's take a look in the second row, and we'll give it a score. Coming into the second row, there is a lot of cabin space. Now, this is a taller vehicle than its predecessor, so you're getting a ton of headroom and shoulder room, lots of leg room because you've got a longer vehicle, so they gave you more cargo space as well. We'll talk about that in the end. We've got nice trim and detail, kind of hard plastic. We'll talk about that when we add that all up in features, but just really nicely designed. It's really modern, very clean. Good leg room, storage behind each seat. You've got 2 vents and then 2 USB charging ports. In the middle, you've got 2 cup holders. Pretty simple, easy to use. These are 60-40 split seats. You can get heated seats for this row, and this vehicle has it. They're here on the door. Now, as far as child safety seats, you can get 2 seats in here. You can get 3 adults, but it would be tight. Just keep that in mind. It's normal for this category. So overall, when you're looking at this vehicle, when it comes to seating and what's available here to you, both the front and rear row, this vehicle earns a 7. For technology, this is really impressive. And you open the door and instantly you're impressed with the 10.25-inch center screen. It is no buttons at all. Everything is just touch right here. That's pretty cool. We'll start off with the map. Now we're here in Tucson, so it's not going to show too much, but it is updated. It is easy to read. The navigation system's easy to program, and we did program that. And there's your navigation directions. It tells you, obviously, things you would typically expect. Very easy to use. Quick processor, too. I give them a lot of credit for that. There is Bose audio system in this car. This is the premium upgraded Bose audio system. When you're looking at the center screen for the audio system, this Bose 8-channel audio is really good. Really well done for the category. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus it has a Qi wireless charger. One thing that you'll see in the Genesis brand, you are now seeing in the Tucson, the sounds of nature. Well, this could be interesting. If you like to be calm in your vehicle, you can listen to, we'll turn up the volume, the lively forest. The calm sea waves. A rainy day, whatever makes you feel calm. The open air cafe. The warm fireplace and a glass of wine or a mug of cider. And the snowy village. So all this is built in. It's just a little fun thing to have. I think that a lot of people don't think about that. When you go to the setup mode, you can shut the display off if you want. You have your navigation, your sound system adjustment. And when you press it, you can adjust all the things that you want. And it'll actually give you guidance on that as well. That's part of the new Bose setup. Your device connection, your profiles, you can set up for each person. Voice recognition, your display, how you want to set that up. Buttons, your Blue Link, which is really a great thing to have. There's an additional fee after you run out of the test period, but it's certainly something I would highly suggest because it's great. Take a look at this hoodless digital cluster. Really cool, really stands out. It is not like anything else in the category. It is very top of the line and the quality is pretty impressive. One thing we talked about this in handling, you can see your different drive modes. Very nice. They did a nice little presentation. I think that's really important for people. Obviously, those are the two different modes. On top of that, there are different menus. As you press a button to the right, it'll give you your drive information, your navigation, your tire pressure. And if you're driving in the different drive modes, it'll show you where the energy is going to each wheel in this mode. Really well done. When it comes to technology, I can't say anything negative. It earns a 10. There are a lot of features on this new Tucson that are pretty impressive. When you go to the left, this new steering wheel has a different mode button, and that's, of course, for changing your audio system, your volume, and your favorites, and you can adjust that right there. On the right side, that's the menu I was talking about in technology, and that's your cruise control, and this is for lane centering and the distance. The steering wheel is an all-new design. You have a pedal shift, your normal stocks. Nothing unusual. Very cool. Nice knurling and so forth. And then you go to that really cool gauge pod. I think they did a great job in the instrument cluster. On the left side of the steering wheel, you've got the ability to adjust the height of your rear deck lid, which I think is great. And you open the hatch, you adjust it based on your height or what works for you. You've got the brightness and so forth. Over on the door, there's no memory seating, but you have all your usual expected features. Very nice, really cool design, very modern and very sleek. In the center stack, you've got your emergency flashers at top, your vent, and then if you go down the screen that we talked about with all these nice features, below the center screen, you have your climate control, and then you have your wireless charging and your tons of connections. You've got USB and 12 volt, and those are great features. Looking straight down on the center console, you've got three-way ventilated and heated, plus your heated steering wheel, your hill descent, your park assist. When you press this P button, look up at your screen, it'll help you park into a parking spot. There is Smart Park on this as well, and you can do that with your remote, and we've done that before with other Hyundai products, and you should check that out because it's pretty cool. Going further down on the left, you've got your locking, your drive modes. This is the auto off, which I shut off. And this is your shifter, so it's a little bit different. You get park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Over on the right side, you've got two cup holders, your parking brake, and your auto hold. Press the button for the center console, and you have a nice deep well with a bunch of stuff in there. I've got just a few items in there. And then you'll note that some of the details and the features that are inside this vehicle are really nice. Looking at the details and the thought that was put into the modern design of this vehicle is quite impressive. One of the features I have not shown you is the power sunroof or panoramic roof. This is your overhead console, and when you're looking at features in total, it earns a 9. The all-new design of the Tucson is really impressive. When you take a first look at this vehicle, it has a whole new look to it, starting with the logo and how it blends right in on this particular vehicle. Each vehicle, of course, is going to be slightly different, but I love the design of the grille. But one thing that's really cool that no one else has done before is hiding that daytime running light right here behind the grille. So you don't see it unless the vehicle is on. And when you do see it, it really is impressive. Instead of it making it obvious, they've done a nice job of blending that in. One thing you'll notice, you have this nice shiny grille. When you go down lower here, it's matte. And why did they do that? If it gets dirty, you don't see the dirt. And it also gives a nice change in colors. Now, going up here, you'll see this new muscular hood. It's completely changed, and I really like this bright white. There's a lot of new colors also, so make sure to check that out if you're thinking about buying a Tucson. New for 2022 is the LED headlights, and then you've got your driving lights as well. These lights are so bright, they do a great job, and the taillights are also LED, and we'll show you that when we get around to the back. Moving your way around to the side, you have these wheel arches. They're matte, they look really nice. The wheels come in either 17-inch or 19-inch alloys, depends on which package you buy. This vehicle has 19 because they always give us vehicles that are fully loaded. In this case, we're riding on Michelin tires. They're all seasons. Going further back, one thing I note that a lot of luxury cars have that you're not seeing in the non-luxury trim level is there's a matte black sill here. On the luxury cars, they're putting a chrome strip in there. So I guess that's a personal opinion. But one thing that really stands out in this vehicle is these mosaic cut lines. You can see the line carrying all the way from the front, arches down this way, and then it cuts this way. You never see that on vehicles. And it gives it a really modern, muscular look. They call it sensuous sportiness or something like that, but really you're looking at a vehicle. This thing stands out in the crowd and it's pretty impressive looking. You can see it picks up that line again and it splits, and another mosaic line. So it's really cool. And as you work your way back, you can see that they really balanced out the size of the doors, and that's important. On top of the Tucson, you have a choice of a sunroof or a panoramic roof. I think the panoramic roof is just beautiful, and of course it's power. One of the other unique pieces I want to show you is this chrome strip. You see this on every vehicle, but it comes back in this what I call the C-pillar back here. It then gives this very muscular look to it. I love the modern edge. This is very unique. You usually see this kind of thing on a concept car, but rarely do you see these type of cut mosaic lines in a production car. I'm pretty impressed with that. They've got a really nice size wing, and they've integrated in the satellite radio, which I think is important because we've seen some pretty unusual ones at the competition. Let's go around to the back. When you get around to the back, you've got these really cool LED taillights. So they are kind of polarizing. You either love them or you hate them. I think they're kind of unique. You don't see this type of look, and Hyundai's done a nice job by making it unique. Now, one thing I want to show you that you don't see on a lot of brands, typically on premium brands you see it, where's the rear wiper blade? It's tucked up right underneath. Great design idea. Now, a lot of manufacturers say, well, we can't, we have squirters, we have a third taillight. They were able to do it, and it tucked it right up there. Why do you want it there? Because it doesn't get worn down by the weather, and if you're using an ice scraper, it doesn't get damaged, and it lasts longer, and they're expensive. So it's a great way to save money on that as well. The Hyundai logo is right here. You don't see it through your rearview mirror because this is where some of the mechanisms are. Really nicely placed, not too much in your face. Tucson here, and then you go down to this matte black. Why is it matte black? Again, for the dirt, because we all drag things across the rear bumper into the vehicle. Whether you want to or not, that happens, and this is a great way to protect it. And this is the H-Track for all-wheel drive, and this is a hybrid version. Now, we've driven both versions, and they don't both look the same on the exterior. You've got your rear valance here. It's a really nice diffuser. Overall, when you're looking at the total design of this vehicle, I'm pretty impressed because you don't usually see vehicles that stand out in the crowd like this, and they've done a really great job to make sure they remain the leader within their brand. And for design, this vehicle earns a 10. When you're talking about quality with the new Tucson, it's pretty impressive. You've got high quality paints, and they do own the metal factory that makes all of the stampings for this, so that means they can control the quality. In addition, they have a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and now they're adding in 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance. Now, when you're looking at the vehicle itself as far as quality materials, its build quality, its gaps, it's built in Alabama, and this is a vehicle that will be built for the U.S. Now, it's going to be taller and longer here because in other countries they want it smaller and maybe not as big. The one thing to note is there are a few hard plastic items as far as where you rest your arms and on the dash that should be on the softer area. Overall, when you're looking at all the material build and the quality of this Tucson compared to other vehicles in the category, this vehicle earns a 9. There are two ways to open the trunk. One, the vehicle knows when you get close and it thinks that you need to get in the back, or of course you can use the remote control. Inside you have 38.7 cubic feet of storage, which is more than most of the competition. You fold down those seats, and there's two ways to do that. You can do it manually or pull this lever. There's one. There's two, and you have almost 80 cubic feet of storage, which is pretty much the top of the category. So if you need a lot of storage space, past Tucson owners have said they need more space. You've got that answer here with the 2022. Underneath the cover, there's no spare tire because they have a tire inflation product. You should note that because spare tires have weight, which impacts the fuel economy, which is why manufacturers are doing that. There's also a 12-volt outlet here, but overall it's really simple, really easy to use, and a lot of adjustments, including the height of the hatch. If you can't reach it, you can adjust it internally, and that way it won't go up all the way, and you can reach this button to close it. When you're looking at the value, this vehicle starts about $24,900, fully loaded, every option under the sun, and you're only at $37,000. Now I say only because when you look at some of the competition, you start loading up all those features that you want, and it gets to be a lot more expensive. Remember, you've got the RAV4 and the CR-V, plus a whole list of them that I have down below in the description, including links to those reviews so that you can do a comparison. When you add up all 10 categories and you compare it to the competition, this vehicle fared very well. I was actually very impressed with the vehicle. A few things that was lacking, and the horsepower, I just wish I had a little bit more in that 2.5. The 1.6 has really good get up and go because it has a turbocharger. but overall, the total score was an 89. Now there's a lot more content on this vehicle and a lot more details, and I'm sure you have questions. Put in the comments down below and I'll get you an answer. And if you got value from this video, make sure to like it and share it with your friends. And if you bought one of these, I want to know, because they're on the lots right now. And if you didn't, what did you buy? The idea is to open up the conversation so we can all start learning from each other, and you can buy the vehicle that meets your needs. Now if you're looking for more reviews on this vehicle, you can check out our website, carcoachreports.com. It's in English and in Spanish. We have some new contributors there, and you can also follow us on social media where we have even more information. That's all platforms at Lauren Fix. And if you're still looking for more, check out our podcast, Total Car Score with Javier Mota and Carl Brower. We have a great time talking to people from Hyundai and other companies about what they're building, why they're building it, and what they think you want. And we'd love to get your comments on that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.